Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're diving into a season that's already shaping up to be one for the record books. California's winters are always a topic of conversation, but this year, there's an extra layer of intrigue and uncertainty in the air. Today is October 19th, 2025, and as the leaves begin to turn and the days grow shorter, it's time to look ahead at what winter has in store for California. The anticipation is building, and everyone from farmers to city dwellers is wondering what the coming months will bring. Last winter was unusual, officially a neutral year, but it felt more like La Niña. The weather patterns didn't quite match what the experts predicted, leaving many scratching their heads and adjusting their plans on the fly. North of Interstate 80, rain and snow were plentiful, even causing some flooding in places like the Russian River. Towns and communities had to deal with rising waters, and emergency crews were kept busy throughout the season. The northern mountains built up a healthy snowpack, which was great news for water supplies and reservoirs. Ski resorts saw a boost, and water managers breathed a sigh of relief as the snow piled up, promising a good start for the spring melt. Meanwhile, Southern California had a much drier season. Reservoirs dropped, hills turned brown, and residents were reminded of just how variable California's climate can be from one region to the next. This north-south split is classic La Niña, even though the Pacific was technically neutral. It's a pattern that can leave one part of the state drenched, while another stays parched, and it's something Californians have learned to watch for. The weather didn't follow the official script, reminding us that nature can be unpredictable. Even with all our technology and forecasting tools, surprises are always possible, and last winter was a perfect example of that. It's a lesson as we head into this winter. Forecasts are guides, not guarantees. Meteorologists do their best, but the atmosphere is full of surprises, and it pays to stay flexible and prepared for anything. The atmosphere is complex, and small changes can have big effects. A shift in ocean temperatures or a change in wind patterns can alter the entire season, affecting everything from agriculture to daily life. Understanding last year's split helps us prepare for what's next. By looking back, we can better anticipate the challenges and opportunities that this winter might bring. This year, La Niña is officially expected. That means we could see a repeat of last year's patterns, or perhaps something entirely new, as the Pacific continues to surprise us. So, what does that mean for California? Will the North get soaked again while the South stays dry? Or will the script flip? Let's find out together as we explore the possibilities for the strange winter of 2024-2025. For years, drought was a constant worry in California. Low reservoirs, water restrictions, and wildfire risks. But as of fall 2025, California is mostly drought-free. Recent wetter winters, especially in the north, have improved our water situation. Official drought maps show nearly the entire state out of drought categories. The U.S. Seasonal Drought Outlook predicts no new drought through December. We're starting the rainy season from a strong position. But California's climate is naturally dry, and one bad winter can change things fast. Water conservation should always be a habit here. Enjoy the relief, but don't get complacent. Keep saving water, it's our best insurance. Let's stay smart and prepared. Drought-free doesn't mean risk-free. You've probably heard about El Niño and La Niña before, maybe on the news, or from friends talking about wild weather, but what exactly are these mysterious climate patterns, and why do they matter so much? Let's break it down. What do these names really mean, and how do they affect our daily lives? El Niño and La Niña are both phases of a larger climate system called ENSO, the El Niño Southern Oscillation. ENSO is a powerful natural cycle in the Pacific Ocean that has ripple effects on weather all around the globe, from droughts to floods and everything in between. Think of ENSO like a giant seesaw in the Pacific. When the seesaw tips one way, we get El Niño. That's when unusually warm water pools near the coast of South America, changing weather patterns far beyond the ocean itself. When the seesaw tips the other way, we get La Niña, which brings colder than normal water to the same region, setting off a different chain reaction in the atmosphere. And sometimes the seesaw balances in the middle. This is called the neutral phase, when ocean temperatures and winds are close to average. During El Niño, the trade winds that usually blow from east to west across the Pacific weaken. This lets warm water drift eastward, piling up near South America. The extra warmth and moisture in the air can fuel powerful storms and shift rainfall patterns, sometimes bringing heavy rains to places that are usually dry. La Niña is the opposite story. Here, the trade winds grow even stronger, pushing warm water back toward Asia and allowing cold, deep ocean water to rise up along the South American coast. This process, called upwelling, cools the ocean's surface and can lead to drier conditions in some regions, while others may see more intense storms. Upwelling not only cools the ocean, but also changes where storms form and how they travel, affecting weather patterns across continents. In neutral years, the Pacific Ocean is more stable, with average temperatures and winds, so weather tends to be less extreme, though surprises can still happen. Ensocycles are a major driver of weather worldwide, but their impact is especially strong in places like California, where they can mean the difference between a wet, stormy winter and a dry, drought-prone season. El Niño years often bring heavy rains and flooding to California, while La Niña years are linked to drier conditions and increased wildfire risk. Neutral years? They're unpredictable, keeping everyone guessing. That's why meteorologists always check the ENSO forecast first, when predicting what kind of winter is ahead. It's the key to understanding what might be coming. This year, La Niña is back, and that could mean big changes for California's weather. So, as we watch the skies and wait for the next forecast, let's explore what La Niña might bring for us this season. La Niña changes the jet stream, pushing storms north into the Pacific Northwest. Southern California often misses out, leading to drier winters. Northern California sits in a wobble zone. Sometimes storms dip south, sometimes not. La Niña winters usually mean less rain for the south, and a toss-up for the north. Fewer storms also mean more sunny days and warmer daytime temperatures, but clear nights can be colder, since heat escapes without cloud cover. The strength of La Niña matters. A strong one brings a more reliable, dry signal. Not every La Niña is the same, but the odds favor a dry season, especially in the south. Other weather patterns can still shake things up, so expect drier conditions, but stay alert for surprises. That's the La Niña blueprint for California. Now let's look at what history tells us. History shows La Niña winters in California are usually dry, especially in the south. The winter of 2021 was a La Niña year. Rainfall was far below normal, worsening drought. The 2007-2008 La Niña also brought dry conditions. These years remind us why water managers and firefighters watch La Niña closely. But there are exceptions. Sometimes Northern California gets average or above average rain if other patterns intervene. A blocking high in the Arctic, for example, can push storms south. La Niña is about probability, not certainty. It loads the dice for dry weather, but wet winters can still happen. Think of it as tilting the odds, not a guarantee. Prepare for dry, but don't rule out surprises. The past is a guide, not a promise. So, what's the forecast for this winter? As we look ahead to the 2025-2026 season, many Californians are wondering if we'll see relief from drought or if dry conditions will continue to dominate. Let's break down what the latest climate signals are telling us. A weak La Niña is developing and expected to last through the core winter months. This oceanic pattern often brings changes to our weather, influencing where storms track and how much precipitation we get. Early in the season, from October through December, the Pacific Northwest looks wetter than usual, with frequent rain and storm systems. Meanwhile, Southern California is likely to see fewer storms and a drier start to the rainy season. Northern California and the Bay Area have equal chances for above or below average precipitation. There's no strong signal tipping the scales either way at the start of winter. For Southern California, this means a slow start to the rainy season, with dry riverbeds and little relief for parched landscapes. As winter deepens from December into February, the dry pattern is expected to expand northward, affecting more of the state. This shift means that even areas that started out with average rainfall could see conditions turn drier as the season progresses. Central California and the Bay Area are likely to join the drier-than-average zone, with reservoirs and soil moisture levels dropping below normal. This is the time when most of our annual rain and snow usually falls, especially in the Sierra Nevada. A dry spell during these months can have a big impact on water supplies, snowpack, and the health of our ecosystems. Water managers and officials are watching the situation closely, monitoring reservoir levels and planning for possible shortages if the dry trend continues. By late winter, from January through March, most of the state is expected to remain in the dry zone, with little hope for a dramatic turnaround before spring arrives. La Niña may fade by spring, but the impact of a dry winter will linger, especially if snowpack and reservoirs remain below normal. Bottom line, expect a drier than average winter, especially after December. Prepare accordingly, conserve water where you can, and stay tuned for updates as the season unfolds. What about temperatures this winter? La Niña often brings more sunny days, so the forecast leans warmer than normal, especially early on. October through December should be mild, with above-average temperatures statewide. This could mean a late start for ski season, and more outdoor days elsewhere. As winter progresses, the temperature outlook is less certain for the north. Could be warm, cold, or average. Southern California still leans warm. Remember, a warm season average doesn't mean no cold snaps. We'll still see frosty mornings and freezing mountain nights. A few warm weeks can tip the seasonal average. Don't put away your winter coats just yet. Be ready for both mild spells and cold snaps. California winters always keep us guessing. Even a dry winter can bring hazards. King tides, our highest tides, are coming in November, December, and January, causing coastal flooding even on sunny days. If a storm hits during a king tide, flooding and erosion can be severe. Atmospheric rivers are another threat. Narrow bands of intense moisture that can dump huge amounts of rain in a short time. Even in a dry La Niña year, 1 or 2 atmospheric rivers can cause major floods and mudslides. California's weather can flip from drought to deluge overnight. A dry forecast doesn't mean a safe season. Fewer storms, but the ones we get can be powerful. Stay alert for flood risks, especially near the coast and rivers. Prepare for weather whiplash. Always expect the unexpected. So, what should you do? Prepare for a drier, warmer winter, but stay ready for surprises. Stay informed, check local forecasts, and sign up for emergency alerts. Keep up water-saving habits, fix leaks, take shorter showers, and water plants wisely. Clear dead plants and debris to reduce wildfire risk. Know your flood risk, especially if you live near the coast or rivers. Have an emergency kit with essentials like food, water, flashlights, and batteries. Secure outdoor items before storms. Don't drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Watch for downed power lines after storms. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those living alone. Be proactive, not reactive. With a little preparation, we can handle whatever this winter brings.